Hey guys, welcome to my how-to on Hearts 4. Today I'm just going to quickly go over land combat in more detail, and we're going to do this by invading Poland as Germany in 1939. So, I explained land combat in an earlier video when I invaded Ethiopia, but here we're going to get to see some armored divisions, motorized, and I'll show you a few strategies you can use when you're a beginner. So, we already have our war goal justified against the Polish. As you can see, we can freely declare war on them right now. But I'm going to get my armies ready, and I'm going to assign them to a general and give them some orders. My plan right now is to get this northern flank going. I'm thinking about cutting off the defense in Danzig and surrounding them. And then from there, I'll have all my tanks. While that's going on, I'll have a majority of my armor sweeping across this field, going straight for Warsaw. And the reason I'm planning to use most of my tanks down south here is because this is all plains, which means tanks will move quickly across it. So we can sweep aside any infantry divisions in our way. So I'm going to go ahead and select our first group, give them a new army. Okay, well, let's see. We got a few armored divisions, mostly infantry, so I'm not going to pick someone who I would rather use with my tank divisions. Let's see, who am I going to pick? I'll pick Kurt's student. And then we're going to go ahead and get a front line going, so I'll right click, and I'll end it at the river right here. And then I'll get an offensive line. And I guess the plan is to kind of go across the river. So crossing the river won't be easy. Defensive divisions across the river is really high, but I think we'll be able to overpower them nevertheless. So we're going to go ahead and get our army over here. Now the UK and French like to navally invade East Prussia. It's just a weird thing they do when they declare war on me after I invade Poland. So I could garrison these divisions and just guard Königsberg, but instead I think I'm going to just select them and prepare the assault. By the time I'm in Poland, they won't be able to reach me in time. So, up here from East Prussia, I guess, I don't know, I think I'll just sandwich them with the attack from Army 1 and Army 2 here. So basically both armies will collide in Danzig. And then with the rest of them, I'm going to go ahead and select these guys. Remember, shift click to select multiples. I'm not going to pick those mountaineers because there's mountains in the south. I want to preserve them from the southern offensive. So we'll add them there. By control clicking, whenever you have divisions highlighted, you can add them to an order. Now do keep in mind that when you give an order, make sure you have all the divisions you want assigned to the order on board. What I mean by that is, let me select my army and click unassign. So now no one's assigned to this front line. I even got a warning telling me that no one's assigned to it. Let's say I just selected this guy and held control and assigned him. Only he, that one division, will execute that order. So to make sure the whole army carries out, you just click on the whole army, and now you control click. Now they're all assigned, all 18 of them. So just make sure all of your divisions are assigned to the proper order. Alright, now I'm going to make 2 more armies down here. So I'm going to select these guys. Oh, misclicked. Alright, select them. It looks like there's a lot of motorized and tank divisions here, so I'm going to put my boy Rommel in charge. The reason I choose Rommel is he has a bunch of bonuses for tanks. See, armor officer. So that'll definitely help. And we won't do a frontline, we'll do a spearhead. We'll just charge them straight to Warsaw. So hopefully we won't become encircled. One thing about spearheads is they can encircle you because your divisions will be booking it so hard they won't watch their flanks. So just keep that in mind when you spearhead. And then I'll select this army here. This is going to be my very southern front. Mostly centralized in the mountains. And you know what? 27 divisions. You'll see what happens when you have 27 divisions in an army. There's an issue here. It says 27 of 24. Well, you cannot exceed that number for that army in divisions. Otherwise, it becomes too much and you get a penalty. So I'm going to go ahead and pick some of these panzer divisions and put them in Rommel's army. There we go. Now we have only 24, so we're good. Now one thing though is, with this southern front, I want like contingent here to just go straight along the river, and I want another one to move straight around the flank. So once we break through, we can force Polish reserves to move and retreat to the back. So I'm going to delete this order actually, and I'm going to select. I'll select the men of this army only. Just a few of them, just 18, not all of them actually. There we go. And we'll draw a front line with just them. And we will put a front line along the river. So now you'll notice that some of our guys don't have orders. That's because we only assigned the ones we had selected, the 12 divisions, to the offensive line. So I'm going to go ahead and select the rest of them that aren't assigned, especially my tank divisions and mountaineers, because we need to break through the mountains and move quick. So I'm going to give them this front line, and I'm going to give them an offensive line to the back, to the rear, so we can just really mess up their front lines. So by doing so, what I just did was I gave this 24 division army 2 orders, 12 divisions each. Now, if I ever want to change the orders of that section of the army, I don't have to manually click. If you hold control and right click on an order, it selects only the divisions assigned to it. So as you can see, I can keep doing this. So control left click, you assign them to an order. Control right click, you select the units assigned to that order. These hotkeys are really useful. I suggest you memorize them, but for a while you won't have them down. It took me a while. So I'm going to go ahead and select my fleets because there will be a small Polish navy. I'll assign the Ossiflotte. I'm trying my hardest, guys. But I'll assign them to give them this guy. And I'll put him on search and destroy. That way, we'll just wreck the Polish fleet. Now, if we ever encounter the British or French Navy, they'll crush us. So I'm going to make sure that I don't stay out there too long. So we got all these fleets here. These are some good fleets. Well, not as good as the Brits, but, you know, they're not bad. Alright, so I'm going to, remember you can multi-select fleets by holding shift and clicking select. We're going to put them on convoy escort right here. Okay, and then all of our subs, since we're about to go to war with all of the allies, I'm going to go ahead and get Karl Donitz here, this guy, and that guy on the ones with the most subs, and I'll select them. The best strategy with subs is to put them in small groups, you know, wolf packs, and put them on convoy rating far away where you suspect enemy convoy and trade will go across. So this should really distract the allies. So I'll put one there. Got our fleets. I'm going to go ahead and hit play. Now, I'm not going to declare war just yet. I'm going to let my divisions get in position and prepare a little bit. That way, the battle plans will work in a superior manner. Alright, now I'm going to get my planes ready because it's very close to that time. Select my fighters, my close air support, heavy fighters, and tactical bombers. Put them on close air support and air superiority. Now, I'll get my tactical bombers. I'll put them on strategic bombing. They'll destroy some infrastructure, I hope. Naval bombers will go out here. Help out with the sea battle. Put these guys on interception, my heavy fighters. I like using them as guards. They're like big bodyguards. Defend the homeland a little. Put these guys to defend Germany. The Allies like to strategically bomb, so watch out for that. Get your fighters on interception and whatnot. And air superiority, I like to double up. And that way, they won't be able to bomb you. They'll lose fighters and bombers too quickly. Alright, I got everything. Got all my planes given their orders. We're ready to crash into them. Oh, we got a few more. Let's just go on and do that, yeah. Okay. So we've got plenty of air coverage. We've got our navies. We've got our land units. Now, normally I'd give them a bit more time to prepare, but I think I'm just going to go for it right now. So to declare war, we can either right click on them or we could select our flag. Oh wait, that's invite to faction. This one right here. We can just go ahead and declare war on them from here. So I am going to, before I declare war, I want to go over paratroopers. So I'm going to go ahead and send these guys here. Now the reason I'm sending my paratrooper division here is if you click on the airbase, we have transport planes here. You cannot send paratroopers on a paratrooper mission unless they start out in an airbase where there are transport planes. So we'll send them to that airbase. And let me get a general for this guy. Alright, so now we're here. We'll give him an army. We'll give him this guy. Why not? And we will give them the paratroop order. Now we click on this. You can only paradrop divisions that are paratroopers or paradroppable, as like you can't put tanks in this division and try to paradrop it. So we click the order, we left click where we want them to start, and we right click where we want them to end. So I'll just drop them behind enemy lines here. Okay, perfect. So now it says 132 transports will be used or are needed. So now we are ready for the order. Okay, it's looking pretty perfect. What else are we gonna do? I think we got everything. Oh, one more thing. You can multi-select armies by holding shift and clicking on all of them. And then you can give them a new army group. Now if you click that, all of these generals are now under a field marshal. So I'm gonna give them a field marshal. So what this does basically is it allows you to streamline commands. Like you can give this whole 5 army group, you can give them one order by selecting your army group and drawing orders. So it streamlines orders if you want to do it that way. Or another bonus about him is our field marshal here. He has abilities that trickle down onto all of our generals, and I kind of rushed it. I think I might actually want to choose someone who's better at offense. Yeah, we're going to choose Gerd. So now we are ready for war. We got a field marshal. All of our armies are under it. If you want to remove them, you just drag them in and out. And you can't exceed that number of armies in a army group or it'll start giving you penalties. So I think we are ready to declare war. So we're going to go ahead and hit play. And we're going to initiate all these war plans. Hit the execute button and declare war. And I'm going to call my allies. So there we are. I'm going to slow it down a little. We are at war with the allies. They declared war on us. And our paratrooper has landed. We're just going to rush for Warsaw. Now we'll take Lodz. If we can take Lodz, we can give these guys supplies. So all of our orders are being carried out. We've already rushed our men to reinforce our paratroopers, so that's good. Never get your guys encircled for too long. We're going to rush this city here. Oh crap, I selected the whole army. Whoop. So we're going to book it for Warsaw because they've got no defenses here. And like my plan worked, we sandwiched Danzig and it's encircled now. Out here we're at war. We just beat the Polish submarines in a naval battle. There's no other real big battles going on. And we have seized Warsaw and it looks like they're about to crumble. They never really stood a chance. Our armored divisions have high speed and high soft attack. So they're really good at knocking out soft targets like infantry. And we overran their divisions here, so we just completely annihilated that army there. Hopefully, if we take this city here, Krakow, I believe it's called, we can encircle all of these divisions here. And just as my plan worked perfectly. We have totally breached their front lines in the back. We're just gonna charge them, take as much land as possible. And it seems like our mountaineers are winning this fight mostly because they don't have enough supply for their army here. See, the brown bar is low. It must mean they don't have enough equipment. Probably because we've destroyed so many of their divisions. And there we are. We encircled them down south. So we're gonna encircle them here too. Now these guys aren't really moving because they don't have any orders, so I'm just gonna go ahead and right click them in to charge them. That is a lot of divisions. That is a tasty encirclement. That is so satisfying. And we're about to take their last capital. Now, there we are. So, oh, Soviet Union beat Finland. My bad. I thought we won already. And there we are. So Poland has capitulated. We seized their equipment for winning. And now that we've done so, looks like we can turn our attention to the rest of the allies. I'm not going to do this episode. I just wanted to demonstrate the advanced tactics and how you might want to plan your combat. So there you have it. We have successfully destroyed Poland. And with that, we have a nice start to the rest of our Hearts of Iron game. So that's all for me on this one. If you have any questions on like naval invasions, ships, air combat, anything you're confused about in the game, just leave that in the comments and I'll try to help you out. So thanks for watching, guys.